traders, welcome back to another Relentless recap. So today I'm tuning in front of the Christmas tree, right? The decorations are up and so are the stocks. The stocks are going crazy. The market is on fire right now. We're seeing some good momentum, some good follow through. I hope you guys were all able to do all right today. Good volatility, man. Good volatility, some awesome moves. We definitely do not want to take these days like today for granted, because we know when the market slows down, and it will at some point, we will be wishing that the momentum would be like how it is today, right? Having these big movers, high percentage stocks from pre-market all the way through the first, second hour, and even some action into the afternoon, which was great. So we had IINN, which was leading pre-market, pulled back into the open, and then ISIG along with PPSI and a few other stocks gave some amazing opportunities. So, the thing is, it's not always, we're not always on the right side of the momentum, right? If you are red today, let's look forward as well to seeing how we can improve, right? Green, red, break even. There's always something to work on. So let's all look forward to improving to be a little bit better for tomorrow. If we see similar stocks in similar situations, can we be able to capitalize a little bit better? So with that being said, let's jump right into that recap. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button, and of course consider subscribing if you are new.
All right, guys, so here we are in the recap, right? Let's just dive right on in. So we got a couple of trades to look at here coming at 9:33 on ENSC. This, I actually forgot to mention this one in the opening, but total P&L 1,627.18 cents. I know you guys are going to see it in the thumbnail, but for me, I'll have to make that pretty soon. But here we go, right? First trade. Here we go. Let's pull up the video. Guys, once again, I do want to say, man, thanks for the support. The support has been crazy. The support has been unreal. 199 likes, now 200 likes. I'll be the 200th person here to hit the thumbs up button. Let's jump right into this one. ENSC. First 1 minute candle to make the new high. Red to green right over the VWAP. Can we break above the level at 528 for an entry? Right, I'm watching here. Watching green. I'm long 1,500 shares at 28.22. And the stock is going to open up here and give us a good move. Right here, what's my risk, right? What is my risk right here? I'm risking, I would say, 4 cents. Right now, we're already at 31. We had a high of 34 just now in this candle. If we pull back to about 24, I'm looking to get out of this thing, if not break even. The only way I lose a lot of money here is if it just randomly, a big red candle just comes out of nowhere and we like flush down to 510. Maybe I lose 20 cents, in which case that would have been 300 bucks. But besides that, I'm not expecting really, not really expecting a big loss here. So we're going to open up a little bit. There's 49, 50, 55, 59. And I'm going to sell right around this area here for profits at 458 or so. We ended up getting a push to 68, 70. I mean, it was pretty crazy, man. A good first trade of the day. I was watching to get back if we could have held above 50, but it ended up coming right back down, which was so disappointing because we had such a nice move. Let me take off the webcam, by the way. I forgot to take it off. It was a nice move, man. So to have a red candle like that, a bearish engulfing candle come out of nowhere, that was a little disappointing. But that's how we started the day today, right? The other days we kind of messed up one way or another, not quite getting to get long where we needed to get long. And so, we kind of missed out on some trades. So that was an excellent start to the morning. Next trade is going to come on PEAR at 9:39. We're going to have 2 losses back to back, if I'm not mistaken. PEAR at 9:39. That's going to be in about 6 minutes. So 12:40. So we had a halt resumption, right? Let's go back a little bit more. We had a halt resumption, and I just got a question in the Discord, and I'll touch on it quickly here. I'll make a full separate video talking about halted stocks, my approach, that kind of a thing. But initially, what I want to be looking for is a higher resumption. Can we open up higher? And from there, I want to see a move and then a dip. So this is how it kind of works. It's like if you drop a basketball, right, from a pretty high place, or any kind of a ball, we're going to kind of come down and then surge back up a little bit. So it's not that I'm trying to buy the open of the resumption. In this case, which would have been around 1380 or so. I'm not trying to buy 1380 and then sell into the highs right away. I'm instead of waiting. So look at this push right here. 1450. Now can we dip down and hold? So bids are dipping down at 1392. Can we hold? And right here, so this is that bit of a slingshot. Once that ball drops, once the stock drops, can we push back up a little bit? And sometimes we get a push right back over high of day, which is what I prefer, right? In which case we break over 1460 and continue going. So I'm watching, waiting for volume to get back in. I see green. I see buyers coming in. Not quite, though, because we're not buying on the ask. We're seeing some red mixed in there, right? Red arrows. But I'm in at 12, and I want to see the push back to 60. But it's the volume is not strong enough. It's kind of moving slow. What does it want to do? So I stop out in the spreads. I'm like, okay, it doesn't seem like it wants to go. I give it another try a couple minutes later, or a couple seconds later, and same result, right? So I'm watching, waiting. We're going to get the first 1 minute candle to pull back or so. And this is going to come at 42. So in 2 minutes time, let's skip ahead here a little bit. So, okay, oh, hold on. Let's check the stock here. Okay, this is at 39. So I'm in at 39.24. I came back to this one, didn't I? Okay, I guess not. So it's one trade. Let's see, in at 39. Okay, there we go. It came right after, actually. It came 30 seconds after. I got back in at 24 and 22, and I stopped out at 6. So we can go back quickly. I thought it came a little later than that. Thought it came a few minutes later. So let's go back a little bit more. So here we are. So right here, we got back in. We got back in at 22. So I thought maybe I came out a little too soon and volume was actually going to come back. So I gave it another chance right here. Green. Can we hold and push right here? Watching. Long. And I want to see the explosion to 60. Instead, selling pressure. Volume is light. You know, I ended up taking a $80 loss right there. $80 loss before switching back here to ENSC. So ENSC, high of day, I just got long on this candle and it pulled back. I got long over VWAP right here. Big move, false breakout. It curls back up again and I'm like, okay, over high of day, I don't mind. In this case, high of day is about 575, right? Yeah, high of day 570. We're going to start to move up here, and I'm going to watch for the entry. Can we hold mid-70s and curl back up? Once we hit the lows right there at 70, that was the previous high, and I'm not looking for that area to be support. So I'm long at 78, and I'm watching for the break of 6. Here we go. 87. 88, 90, 93. I sell right there around 92, locking in more gains. So we're going to be out at 91.28. Very solid trade. Very solid trade, right? So watching here, I'm feeling all right. I'm feeling nice. I'm like, okay, I got a decent start. You know, so now looking for the next opportunity. Time 9:42. I can't remember if I traded a pullback trade today. You know, I can't remember. So 42. The next trade is going to come at 46. We're going to be in at 562 and out. Hold on, let's see. 562 and out at 553. This is going to come at 9:46. So we're going to get a bit of a loss here. Coming up. 3 minutes time. So let's see. Ah, okay. So this is gonna be my attempt off the lows, basically. If I remember correctly, this held up right here, but I'm in a little high. The entry was I believe 50 at $half, but I'm high in at 62 because I'm thinking it's gonna start to curl back up. Bigger share size today. I mean, I should have sized it up a little bit sooner into this hotter momentum. I mean, like, let's say 2 weeks ago, but better late than never, right? So I'm in. I'm expecting a bottoming wick and then the first 1 minute candle to curl up and make the new high. But I stop out there pretty quickly. In at 62, out at 50. Where are we at? 53. About a 10-cent loss, which is 150. I lost 150 right there. We pulled back. Okay, so we did pull back a little bit. We pulled back to 47. I stopped out. So it was not a bad attempt at a trade off the lows. And in that moment, ISIG was called out on the stream. So I'm really glad this one had gotten called out. Or else I might have missed a little bit more of it, being so tunnel visioned on the ENSC that I wasn't paying attention to the Hive-Day scanner. Right? So I'm watching this ISIG and I'm like, yo, this thing looks good. And I'm like, man, this thing looks good over 21.99. And so I start to watch. All right, I reduce my size to 400 shares. And can we break and hold above 22? Here we go. And maybe, you know, because volume is light curling up right here, I don't get long early. Or else I could have possibly been in at like 21.70, 21.80, anywhere here in this range. But volume started to pick up. I wanted to wait for some more confirmation, so I waited for break of 22. There's 22.30. Can we hold above 22? See how it's holding 10 for that second or two, or about a second. That's my long. So my order is going to come right here. I'm in at 16. Here we go. Right here, where's my stop? What is my risk and where's my stop? My stop is if selling pressure comes, I want to be right back out. It's a scalp trade, breakout or bailout, right? So I don't have a particular number where I'm saying, hey, my stop is 22.10, 22.05. I would prefer not to lose more than 15 cents in this trade to the whole dollar, but just in case if it flushes down fast, I still want to try and stop out as quick as I can. So get out when the trade is failing, right? And here we go. I'm in with 400 shares at 16. Look at this thing go. I actually held it to see it open up over 23, and because this selling pressure is going to come right here, I actually stopped out of the trade. I could have held it a little bit longer. I stopped out on the spreads, getting filled around 85, I believe. But I could have held out longer. We're going to hold 50. I didn't get back in right away, and I believe we're going to get the break of 23 right here. Long at 83. Higher up right here. Very high risk. Big seller at 23, 31,000 shares. But because the market is so hot, I'm getting aggressive and looking for the next leg. So I should have been in at 65, 75. Instead, I'm in at 83. Can we get the break? Once the selling pressure comes, I'm back out flat. It pulls back a little bit, and then we rip right through. Hold on. So I stopped out right here. It holds 73, 71, 65, and then we're going to surge right back up. Boom. Break of 23. Can we hold? I'm buying at, let's see, between 03 and let's say 15. Where's my fill? I got a fill at 08. Excellent fill. Here we go. Can we see $24? I'm holding it. I almost stopped out. I forgot. I almost stopped out right there. I almost stopped out of this trade. This was a close one because you see it's going to dip back down before going. So I'm in at 08. There's 50 on the ask. I was so close to stopping out. It hit 9 on the bids and then surges up all the way to 73. Oh, 88 actually, 88. So could I have held into this halt? The answer is yes. But I'm gonna sell for, what's that? 80 cents of profits. I'm gonna sell for 80 cents of profits or so. Out into the spreads right there. I could have definitely held this one into the halt. And at this particular time, ISIG, let's pull it up here on E-Trade. ISIG on the daily chart. ISIG was coming into yesterday's high at 24.85. So I definitely could have held. There's always risk of a double top, like if we double top the level. But with how the market sentiment is and how the market is being really good right now with follow through, I definitely could have potentially held that halt into the level to see what we would have gotten on resumption. And it's going to open up higher. So let's switch back to, okay, let's switch back here to the monitor screen time, 9:51. So the next trade is going to come at 10:05 on ISIG. I'm going to reduce my size even more right now. 10:50, well, excuse me, 10:05 for the next trade. So 15 minutes. Let's go back a little bit more. This particular trade, I was watching to see if the first 1 minute candle wouldn't make the new high, but it was a little too soon. It was a little too soon. We needed more consolidation and more pullback. So the highest 30.35. Can we get above that level and then hold above that level? There's 31. And this is the bad thing with this trade. You see, I'm thinking for the most part, it needs time to consolidate. So when the first 1 minute candle comes up right away, I'm not quite expecting it. So I look to take the break over 31 basically here once we curl back over the level. Because I'm like, okay, this thing is showing some strength and it looks like it might want to go right through high of day. So once we get this push, right, let's wait for it. Once we get this push, 30, 35, buyers between 02, nice rip to 31 right there. So if I was in at 30, 20, could have made another 80 cents, right? So once it dips down and holds 75, I'm like, here we go. Now I'm expecting to see 31.50 and 32. So what do? I hit buy right here. I'm long at 30.87 and I'm looking for the retest of 31.40 and so forth. There's 13 on the ask. Are we going to go? Where are those buyers? See some red and I stop out there. Once again, the E-Trade bid will lag at times in terms of updating. So it's showing 75, but look at where the orders are going through. At 28 and 27. Even on Ameritrade, you'll already see 39. So I'm in right here at 87. I'm selling basically 28. Good size loss, right? In, out at 37. So a good size loss right there. I'll come out in the spreads. Crazy. Right, so we gotta be careful of the risks. Right, my share size was down. Time 10:07. Right, so once again, just to show the risks are there as well. The next trade is gonna come at 10:16. In at 29.68 and out at 30.39. 10:16 a.m. So where are we at? 07. What is that? 9 minutes? 10 minutes? Let's go back a little bit more. So first 5 minute candle to make the new high. That's what this is. First 5 minute candle on this bull flag to make the new high. ISIG. A lot of you guys will ask, hey RT, which setup are you taking? Which trade are you taking? Right here, it's going to be the first 5 minute candle to make the new high. Let's come over here on the 5 minute chart. So once again, right, the bull flag setup, the bull flag setup. Here we go. Picture your country's flag, right? That square, it might be more of a rectangular shape, right? We might have more of a rectangular shape, more of a triangular shape, rectangular. But right here, so said, so done, right? And it's not gonna always be picture perfect, but you gotta imagine this move from a low of 1683 is gonna be the pole, right? All of this, imagine all of this is one candle, or you can draw it up right here, right? You come up, there we go, nice flag. And so we have lows, we have the wedge, and so once we make the new high, in which case is at $30 right here, I want to be long on this green candle at $30 to get a push higher up. And the goal is to break high of day. High of day was at 32.83. What are we going to do on this next candle here? We're going to break over that level and go all the way to 35 for high, for the new high. So I could have potentially held this trade from 30 all the way up there to 35 and make $5 a share. Potentially, right? Potentially. So let's watch it play out real time. So I'm watching, I see my entry, I'm like, okay. Waiting for volume right here, watching, long. It's holding 60, that's all I need to see. Here we go. Waiting for the eruption, boom. I see 30.50 on the ask, I'm gonna try and sell high up there as it's opening up a little bit. But I'm out early, I'm out really early. I'm in at 29.68. I'm out at 30.38. But what are we doing here? Holding above the whole dollar. I want, when I get long, let's say I missed this trade. Where else would I have been getting long? Right here. Can we hold above 30? We do. There's 39. I could have been buying back right here at 40. It's a high buy, but it would have worked. Or I could have just held the entire position. Here we go. I could have held this entire position all the way to 32.06. I would have been in at 29. And this is, what's the difference here? Let's look at the time difference. All right. Let's count the seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 seconds later. 8 seconds. I could have held 8 seconds more and made $2 a share more. Crazy. Crazy momentum, guys. Crazy momentum. So time, 10:16. Let's check when we're going to see more trades. 10:19. We're going to take a trade on SYTA at 10:19. So in about 3 minutes from our current time. So SYTA, it's curling up, and this is also same setup, same exact setup as the flag we just had, right? Let's pull it up. SYTA. SYTA. It's gonna show a little bit more clearly on the 1 minute chart. So let's pull up the 1 minute chart. SYTA. SYTA on a classic bull flag pattern. This is perfect. The perfect flagpole right here. Perfect flagpole. Right? It's not picture perfect with the wicks, but we can see it. We're holding view up, right? So I'm attacking the high of this range, which is at 545, for a breakthrough this level. And can we continue higher? So first 1 minute candle to make the new highs at 530 right here, right at this candle here. So that's where I was watching to potentially get long for the move through the highs. So we're gonna break over 30, and volume is gonna just continue to get in here. So I'm like, okay, there's 36, 39. I'm like, all right, I gotta get long. Volume is coming in. A little bit of a higher entry, but once again, we're seeing so much follow through in this hotter market. I'm like, let me go for this. And I'm watching for 50, 60. 45. Can we see 50? 47. Can we see 50, 55, 60? Not quite. I sell in the spreads as it's going to have some trouble, because right here, as we saw in the other stocks, when I'm getting in, we're seeing the move happen right away. So there's no need to give this stock a longer hold time if it's not going to happen right away. So when we see 47, we need to see 50, 55, 60, you know, so forth, so forth. It doesn't happen, so I'm like, yeah, let me get out in the spreads. I'm selling between 41 and 45. I get a fortunate fill, and I make 40 bucks right there, which is about 4 cents. So someone pretty much bought shares at 45, and I sold shares at that level. So I'm going to get a decent fill coming out. That's 10.19. Moving on, we have 10.22 on ISIG. 10.22 ISIG. So resumption is in 2 minutes time. So here we go. Let's go back a little bit. Can we open, same thing, can we open higher and continue higher? We're halted at 30, what was the level here? 32.06. 32.06. Where are we going to resume? Resumption, we're already pushing 33.50. Resumption seems to be 33.25. I can double check it. But we're pushing 33.50. Here we go. There's 34.80 for a high. Can we dip down and hold? There's 33.50. Can we hold these areas? See, what happened here was two things. Me being a little slow and Thinkorswim also being a little slow. I'm going to try to get long around 33, let's say 30, between 33.50 and let's say 34.10. A 60-cent range that I'm trying to get long. But look at the spreads. 51 by 99. 78 by 99. So I'm going to try and buy, but we're already seeing orders getting filled. Where? 34.31. I'm going to hit buy right here. I'm hitting buy, and look at where orders are getting filled on the time and sales bottom left. 34.90. I mean, they move so. This is exactly why when these stocks starts to get to a certain price range, I just ease off, because with light speed, I probably stand a good chance of getting a faster fill. I'll have to be faster too myself, not just the broker myself, but look at how fast that was. And so by the time I'm gonna buy, I'm getting filled at 34.94 instead of, let's say, 34.15. So I'm already in too high. And in order for this to be a good trade, this thing needs to go to 36. And it's asking a whole lot. So right here I'm like, you know, I'm in a little high. I didn't want to hold it super long, so I sell flat in the spreads, and I'm out break even. And right there I'm like, yeah, I know that was a dangerous one, so I told myself to ease off. It's getting a little too dicey. It's moving too fast. Too much of a big spread. Right? So that was pretty crazy right there. And that was at 10.22. So moving on, the next trade is going to come at 10.44 on PPSI. Things starts to slow down. And then PPSI is going to come at 10.44. So in about 22 minutes. Let's go to the 24-minute mark. So PPSI, man, I'm disappointed though in myself here, because I recognized, if you guys listen to the live stream right here, look at this flag. What am I supposed to be attacking right here? The high of this range, which is 25. How did I manage to buy all the way up there at 68? Look at how it's going to play out. My hands are on the hotkey to buy. I'm hovering the sell button in case I'm in and I need to sell quickly. So I'm watching, waiting. Let me tell you guys where I should have been getting long. Right here. I should have been getting long right there. Soon as that green. How many times have you guys seen me buy fast and buy quick right here, man? If I bought right here, I've been filled between, let's say, 15 and 30. 15 and 25. There's 17. Yeah, I would have definitely gotten a good fill. I would have been in at like 17. Man, I would have been in at 17. Man. So there's 40. I still didn't buy. I could have bought right here too at 50. Look at what it does. It holds 33 on the bids. I could have been in at 35 again. So twice, let's say two times I could have been in already. 29 on the bids. What more am I waiting on? What more am I waiting on? 29 by 35. We're seeing orders going through between 35 and 40. What else did I need to see to be long? And it's crazy because during the before the trade is gonna play out, I'm talking about how I think it can go to 70, 60, 70, 80, but all we need is volume. And we had volume. I didn't buy it right away. Man. Look at my face right here. This is me realizing that, crap, why did I not get long already? And I was in my head right here, I'm hoping it at least gives the break and hold of, can we at least hold 50 for me to finally get long? It does. There's 58. Can we hold about 50? There's 50. Can we hold? I'm finally going to buy at 65 or so right here. I'm in at 61. I'm not happy about this because I missed out on such a big trade between 18 and let's say 70. I could have made 50 cents on 800 shares. It's gonna go, and it's gonna go. I sell right here at 90 or was that 85? Somewhere there in that range. Yeah, I'm out at 85 in the spreads. And it's like, man, I was not happy. I was not happy. Break of 12. Can we hold above 12 for another entry? It gets halted at 35. I didn't get a chance. Oh man, this got me here, and I told myself too when I rewatch this part of this video, I know I'm gonna be upset, man. But yeah, that's how that went. PPSI. It's gonna resume, and we're gonna take some more trades. So let's fast forward here. What time was that? 10:45. Let's see. So 10:55, we're gonna have some of our final trades. And I'm going to have one loss with 100 shares, losing 40 bucks on ISIG. Small size, so it didn't hurt much, but still a good size loss. We'll talk about that. So 10:55 PPSI. We got to go ahead 10 minutes. I could have done so much better there, man. So once again, we had talks of the halt resumptions. How do I approach the halt resumptions? Can we see a higher resumption? We're halted right now at 12:35. Can we resume at 12:50? Push 13. Once we push 13 or so, can we dip down to 12:50 again and hold? Right? If you think about the concept of how I do the break and hold of a half dollar, the break and hold of the whole dollar, or even the general scalp trades that I sometimes buy to dip and look for to sell into the spike. It's a similar concept, but more high risk. It's more of a fast-paced trade. Okay, let's go back. So resumption is going to happen in 5 seconds. Let's go back. 5 seconds. Here we go. We're resuming at 13. Big resumption. High of 13.35. High of 13.99. Can we dip down? Can we dip down and hold? We had a high of 14. I would say a reasonable dip is at least 13.20. There's 34. 45. I mean, I didn't even wait a long time. I mean, it dips though. You see, it dips. It does dip. In my head, I think at least 13.20 is a reasonable dip. It dips to 34, and immediately it's so strong that immediately we're seeing buyers again, and buyers are getting in at 13.68. What do? I go long. I'm going for this thing. I go long. This is such a high risk trade. It's an incredibly high risk trade. My entry is at 66. What happens if this thing flushes down? I'll tell you guys what happens. I will be the guy that bought at 66, selling at 13. I'll lose 66 cents a share. And it would be a devastating loss for the day. It'll put me back flat into the red on the stock. And I definitely give back gains on the other stock I traded, ISIG. But with great risk comes great reward, and if we're willing to take on the risk, we can see the other side of the trade, especially if we have the good intuition, we feel comfortable, we feel like it's going to work, we have good reasons to believe it's going to work. I'm buying this aggressively because we're in a hotter market right now, and we have been seeing these types of stocks working for days on end. And so until the first one blazes me and I have a big loss, I'm going to keep doing it. I'm in at 66. Here we go. 1437, 1442 is going to be the high. It wasn't a great trade because I was in so high. And we didn't see the instant follow through. Like, for example, I would have wanted to be coming out of this at 1470. $15, right? That way the risk to reward ratio can make sense. But from 66 to 14 is 33 cents, and from 14 to 43 is 40 cents. So I was up about 70 cents in the trade before selling, and I sold somewhere, I believe at 25. I kind of eased off too, which wasn't good. I think I might have missed a trade in here somewhere. I think I might have missed a trade in here somewhere, but I think it might have gotten choppy. Was that the case? Yeah, I think it had gotten a little choppy here. Let me take a break, drink some water here. Yeah, it got a little choppy, so I eased off. I got out of 28. From 66 to 28, almost 60 cents. So, in a sense, it was a bit of a one-to-one. If I had really gotten hit bad with a big loss at the extremes, if it was a decent loss, maybe I would have lost 30 cents in the trade. But I was expecting this thing to go to 15, maybe get into another halt. 15.50. That didn't quite happen. It was close. I mean, the risk is incredible in these trades, but, you know, on the other side, once again. And we ended up selling off from there. The very last trade is going to come on ISIG at 11.35. ISIG at 11.35. Man, my memory. 11.35. There we go. 11.35. What is it? 22. We got to go ahead a little bit more. What was that about? Where is it? 31. Oh, I'll just do the math. Stop being lazy. There we go. 35. So ISIG, my last trade is going to come for a 1-minute setup. I was giving it a chance just in case it wanted to attempt a red to green on a bit of an ABCD looking setup. Bad thing is the entry time 11:35. Let's go to the charting quickly here. ISIG. The entry was actually 29.30. I gotta not. I'm missing trade. I'm missing too many trades that I should be getting. The entry is at 30, and what do? 29.30 is the entry. My hands is not over the buy button here, so when it starts to curl up, I actually missed the trade. It's already at 29.40. My level 2 wasn't up for this particular entry here, but as it breaks above 50 and starts to hold above 50. There's 47, 44, 50. I'm like, okay, it's holding well enough, but I buy and it's pushing hard, so I get a bit of a higher fill at 62. Well, a decent fill, but looking for continuation over 30. I'm in. It's gonna push 80, 87. Right here, I should have stopped out at 56. Break even. I'm still holding it. Why? I'm still holding it. I'm still holding it. I'm still holding it. Why? It's not working. As we saw in all of the other trades that were great trades, as soon as I got in, it was breaking out. And so I waited a little too long here to sell. I'm still in there. I'm still in there. Oh my God. And then finally, I put out the order at 54. But in the moment of me putting out the order, it's going to flush down a little bit. Alright. Hold on. if I remember correctly, the spreads opened up a little bit when I was trying to get out there. Yeah, we got a quick drop. If you guys look at the Thinkorswim level 2, you'll see 29.20 on the bids. It pulled back a little bit. I took way too long to sell there. But that was the day, guys. It was a decent day. That trade was on smaller size, but still got to practice good discipline and come out of the trades quickly when I need to. But once again, thank you for the overwhelming support. 200 likes. Crazy support on the video here today. I'll pull up the webcam. It's been a beautiful day of trading. It's been an excellent day. We'll be back tomorrow. Looking forward to being a little bit better if possible. Can we see more follow through, similar levels of follow through? It's always hard to ask for more follow through, but can we see more follow through, or at least the same level of follow through? That would be really good. But it was a nice day. It was some good trading. We'll be back tomorrow. Guys, stay safe, stay green. Let's stay positive. Let's come back and look to keep on keeping on. If you are new to the channel, consider subscribing, right? If you are a new viewer, consider subscribing. Check out the Discord, which will be the first link down below. Completely free. It's our chat room. Besides that, I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning around 9:15 a.m. for another beautiful day in the markets. It's been Relentless Trader, and I am, of course, signing out.